How's it going? Welcome to On the Deck. Let's get our On the Deck. There you go. Let's get our On the Deck graphic. Welcome to On the Deck. We are here with the March 2023 edition. My name is mikO Tolliver. I'm your host here. You can find me around on the interwebs at mikO Tolliver with 2 L's. I'm here with our interim general manager, Mr. A to Z, Antonio Ortiz. We definitely want to give it up for Antonio always being here. Let's get his name up there so we can see you guys. Yeah, you know how to spell Antonio's name.
It's coming.
Oh, it's coming. It's
It's
coming.
coming.
That's right. We're waiting
It's
for
coming.
our guy. Hold on. There we go. I got it for you. All right. So, welcome here, everybody. Want to remind you all that it is March here. We're at KPFA. If you want to find out more information, anything that we're doing here, check out KPFA Radio, 94.1 FM. Oh, hold on. Let's get the KPFA Radio 94.1 FM. Check that out. Yeah. KPFA Radio 94.1 FM. You can always log on to kpfa.org to get information about anything we're talking about, what you hear today. We're going to give you some updates because it is March. And first thing was first, March is International Women's Month.
It is Women's Month.
Should be Women's Month. What's Women's Month? We're going to work with our
March
PA
is
there.
International Women's Month.
Yes.
Oh, with the E.
Yeah, it's the E. Yeah, that's right. He's going to update that. In the meantime, I'm going to tell you March is a month for women. That is all women, cis women, transgender women, Black women, white women, Asian women, Native women, tall women, short women, skinny women, full-figured women, women with disabilities, working women, women who are homemakers, women. We are here to celebrate that, and we are going to celebrate that here at KPFA Radio. Antonio's going to help us celebrate too, right?
Yes.
You're going to help us celebrate the woman.
I'm celebrating by being here, supporting the International Women's Day special broadcast.
Yeah.
That's
what we're actually getting ready to tell you about really, really quick. I want you guys to all know that we have the International Women's Day special broadcast. When is that going to be, Antonio? Do you know?
That's going to be on Saturday, March 11th.
I think we got a little graphic for that. Let's put that up there so that you guys can see that our PHS is going to get that ready, right? Check that out. That's our graphic. We're going to take down the caption. Yeah, we're going to read that. International, see, point it right there. International Women's Day 2023, KPFA 94.1 FM. That's going to be Saturday, March 11th. 24 hours of women's experiences. So it's produced, hosted, and engineered by the women of KPFA. So tune into that. Be aware that that's coming up. You're going to hear some special broadcast and programming. Go ahead. Let's take down that caption there.
And that International Women's Day special broadcast, there's 4 individuals who are spearheading all of that and coordinating it. And so we want to say thank you to Christina Onnested for doing that, to Lisa Detmer for doing that, Darlene Pagano, and also Paula Birch for making it happen this year.
Okay, good. All right, sweet. So let's give you a rundown of some things happening here around the station here in the month of March. Now, we're going to give you a quick little update just so you know, because this isn't only happening tomorrow. So for any of you guys who are tuning into this and watching this a little bit later in the month, you might this will be out of date information, but today is the 3rd, but tomorrow will be March 4th. And we got 2 events happening March 4th. One, all day tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 1 in the morning. That will end. So it's 9 a.m. to 1. We're going to have the Grateful Dead Marathon. We got a graphic there, right? Oh, there we go. Our Saturday is our Dead to the World Marathon. We're going to play Grateful Dead. What is that, like 16 hours, 18 hours? It's all day.
16. I want to say it's 16 hours. It's funny. I smile because we always go for, the show on KPFA is Dead to the World on Wednesdays.
Okay.
And I think it's called the Grateful Dead Marathon. But then we sometimes say Dead to the World Marathon.
For all you deadheads, if you want to hear some good stuff, right? It's going to be Grateful Dead. It's going to be like outtakes, behind the scenes, interviews, special performances. It's the day for deadheads.
Yeah.
That's what we should really call it.
So if we go, do we have the
let's look
poster?
at, wait, I want you guys to check out what the new graphic is going to be for this year, because this will be the t-shirt. So if you participate in this marathon, which is also a fundraiser that we do here at the station, you can get this t-shirt. I want to try and get that. Isn't that look dope? They do something great with this every year. And for anybody who is watching this after the fact and you miss the marathon, you can still get this t-shirt, right? Check out this t-shirt. Can I get a t-shirt?
Well, we're going to have to ask and see if we can get them, because we're going to use it for promotional purposes. And in that graphic, it does state that it's the Grateful Dead Marathon.
Okay,
And
so
Dead to the World presents.
Dead to the World presents Grateful Dead Marathon.
So
that's what that
apologies
is. Yeah,
to
it's okay.
everyone when we're making that mistake, but we're doing the best that we can.
Yeah, it's all right. Hey, community
Yeah.
sponsored, listener supported radio station. They can't all be winners. Sometimes we make mistakes, but I think that that's why people tune in, because it's
Mhm.
organic. We're not
Yeah.
fake here. We're not
Yeah.
overproduced.
And just for everyone to note about those shirts, they change every year. So I have a couple that I want to incorporate into a marathon, an actual running marathon. And one of them actually has these bones with with running shoes, and it says the Grateful Dead Marathon on it. I thought it was super cute. So that'd be great to run in and promote KPFA.
Why are you giving me the side eye? I'm not doing a marathon. I'm not a runner.
Okay.
I'm not a runner.
Well, I'm doing my best. I'm doing the best that I can.
He's trying. He's
Yeah.
trying.
Okay.
Well, then also, oh, look, there's Josh in the background. We know we love Josh, one of the hosts of Pushing Limits. But let's go to our next event that's going to happen tomorrow. It's going to be with Miz April, right? Let's get our graphic up there for that. And we've been talking to you guys about this for the last couple weeks, I think. Miz April, who is the host of the Gospel Experience on Saturdays, right? Got to remember to, there it is. Poor Antonio, it covers you. You can't see it.
It's okay.
But Miz April is going to be hosting this event. It's a CD release party, and it's going to be at the Jeffries Inner Circles, 410 14th Street, Oakland, California, 94612. And it's $50 ticket. CD release party for Jerry Stroughter. It's called Back to Love. So we want you guys to come out to this event, but just in case, again, if you're getting this video late, this is a CD. So you can still purchase it. You can still check it out. You can still tune into Miz April. You know, that's Saturdays. What time does she come on Saturdays?
She comes on at 6 to 9 in the morning on Saturdays.
Okay. Yes. So there you go. You got Miz April. So those are our two events that are happening tomorrow. So you got to get quick on them, that I'm telling you the announcements. But I've been telling you guys about this for the last couple of weeks. So I guys want you to tune in. If you're watching this after fact, go back, look at there's a description in the post, look at our headlines here, and find out how can I get the information to that so I can see that. All right, let's go to our next thing. Are you on your phone?
I am on my phone.
Who are you talking to?
Watching this makes me realize that I need to get Ms. April, the banners. So I need to do that now before I forget.
He is currently texting Miss April.
No. I'm texting somebody who can make sure that Miss April has a banner for tomorrow.
This is our interim general manager, Antonio Ortiz. And I just want to let you guys know, as you see here, he is like, you know, that rapper Kevin Cates. I got 2 phones. That's a song. And this is his second phone. He does work nonstop for this station. You guys didn't see it, that actually right before this, if you look on the side, he was eating his lunch because he's like, I only got a few minutes in here. I only got a few minutes here. But that's okay. That's why we love Antonio, because he goes hardcore nonstop for this station. While he's doing that, I'm actually going to play you a small little video of what our events are for the other events that we're going to have in the month of March, because we've got 2 in-person live events for authors. And we've got a nice video from our development director, Kevin Hunsanger, who's going to tell you about them. Can we play that video? Let's play that video. It's coming.
There it comes.
Hey, this is Kevin H., KPFA's development director and director of events. Thank you for letting me dive into On the Deck. And I'd like to let you know about a couple of events coming up in March. First, we're going to be at the Back Room on Monday, March 27th, welcoming Danielle Smith to celebrate the paperback release of Shine Bright, a very personal history of Black women in pop. Danielle Smith is an author, award-winning journalist, and producer. She's the creator and host of the Spotify-exclusive Black Girl Songbook, a music and talk show that centers on Black women in music. American pop music is arguably this country's greatest cultural contribution to the world, and its singular voice and virtuosity were created by a shining thread of Black women, geniuses, stretching back to the country's founding. This is their surprising, heartbreaking, soaring story from, as Shea Serrano says, one of the generation's greatest, most insightful, most nuanced writers in pop culture. Celebrate Shine Bright in paperback with us at the Back Room on Monday, March 27th. And then just 2 days later, KPFA returns to the Back Room when we welcome co-authors Susan Magsamen, founder and director of the International Arts and Mind Lab at Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine, and Ivy Ross, vice president of design for the hardware producer area at Google, in celebration of their new work, Your Brain on Art, How the Arts Transform Us. In Your Brain on Art, How the Arts Transform Us, Meg Salmon and Ross explain the emerging field of neuroaesthetics and what it means for our lives. Angela Duckworth, the #1 New York Times bestselling author of Grit, says that this book blew my mind. An authoritative yet practical guide to neuro arts, a term that, if you haven't heard it before, is even more reason to join these brilliant co-authors on a romp through the latest science on how art transforms the brain and the body. And David Byrne, founding member of the Talking Heads and author of How Music Works, says Susan Mag Salmon and Ivy Ross, through extensive interviews and research, have created something beautiful and affirming with their book. His pages provide proof of what so many of us have always known, that art, especially art in community, is transformative beyond measure. That was David Byrne, founding member of the Talking Heads. And you can meet Ivy and Susan at the back room on Wednesday, March 29th. Thank you. For information on those events and all upcoming events at KPFA, please visit eventbrite.com.
There you go. All right. Look at that. See, we got some nice author events for nice and women because, again, March is
International Women's History Month, officially.
grabbing for straws. You're grabbing for straws. That's
International Women's Month. Yes.
That's all right. But
yes.
that's right. We're celebrating women all month long. So that's going to be a great event. Please come out to the back room and check that out. And I think now, since we are here with our never not working interim general manager, Antonio Ortiz, he's going to give us some updates here at the station, and he's going to tell us what's happening now.
Well, for a station, are we doing station updates first, or did you said to do the other thing
we were live here.
Yes, we're live.
God bless him. I love this guy. I love this guy.
Yeah. Okay. So the first one.
Yeah.
Okay. The first one I want to put out there is, if you've heard, we've had some changes in some staffing, and I want to just let everyone know that we have a new interim chief engineer, Mike Kohn. He's been doing that since the beginning of February, and in this time of transition, it's been great to have him on board and just ensuring that we are running as smoothly as possible. For everyone out there who has heard some of the issues on the air, maybe on the website and all that jazz, just know that, the station, as with all things that have technology starts to get older and older and older and needs to be replaced. So we're in this position where some changes need to be made with some of the equipment that we have. So if you have experienced any of that stuff, know that it's not any fault of our own. It's just the equipment that we got, and we're in the process of making those changes. And I just want to let you know, thank you so much for being patient with us and letting us know what's been going on. And we're doing the best that we can, and we hope to provide you with consistent, continual content, uninterrupted, as best as we can, as we can do.
All right, so tell us about some new programming changes then. What's happening in programming?
And programming changes, and you all probably have heard about this because I think Dirk Richardson has announced it. So he is retiring the show The Here and Now. He's going to be moving on to other exciting opportunities for himself, and I am excited to hear about that. And so what's going to be happening is that we're going to be shuffling some things around in order to see if that's going to better serve us moving forward. And what's going to happen is that Betty Beasly, who is on Wednesday nights, is going to move over to Thursday nights to follow the Bonnie Simmons Show. And the show that she's going to, with a little bit of a rebranding, so it's going to be Betty's Night In on Thursdays from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. And then on the Wednesday show, we're still in conversation with what we got. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be exciting. And and we're just in the final stages. So we're going to make an announcement about that when we got that solidified.
So it seems like in our special month of March here with all these international women, we've got all these changes. We got a new interim chief engineer. Got all these great events celebrating women. And we're going to have Betty Beasly, who's going to be doing that. Now, I know we're also going to be doing something new, which is great for International Women's Month. We're starting to art with a new show, which is actually going to be live streamed. It's going to be another video show, right? And I'm really excited to announce this. It's going to be the Venus Lounge. That show is actually going to be on Thursdays at 7 p.m. You can check that first. If you want to see it live first, you want to check out the Venus Lounge. You can check that on her Facebook. But it's going to be hosted by Renee Moncada. Now, Renee Moncada is a really amazing person. She is actually, she is one of the managers of Big Frida. You ever heard of Big Frida? You ever heard of Big Frida?
Not until you started talking about Big Frida.
Okay, so let me tell you how you're not in the know. You need to be on the know on Big Frida, because Big Frida just won a Grammy for writing a song for Beyonce. You ever heard of Beyonce?
Yes.
All right, so that's who we got here at KPFA, right?
Mhm.
We don't have Beyonce, but we're Beyonce adjacent. I like to tell people that. We coming up.
We're Beyonce
We coming up.
adjacent.
Yeah.
All
So anyway,
right.
but Renee Moncada is a really amazing
Mhm.
woman. She is a woman here from the Bay Area, working mother and wife. She mother of 4. She has some great kids. I used to give one of her kids guitar lessons. But with all the stuff she does with entrepreneurship, being a wife in a 25 plus year relationship, 4 children, being an entrepreneur, going out to New Orleans all the time, she's also going to be hosting her own show now. It is the Venus Lounge. So we've got a small little promo for you so you can get a sneak peek of how dope this is going to be. Hold on. Before we play it, I just want you to know the Venus Lounge is going to focus on Black women, women of color, women in general, as we navigate relationships, motherhood, entrepreneurship, spirituality, just working, getting it all together. How do we balance that and get that going? That's what she's there to show us how she does that, so we can all learn from that. And that's great for KPFA, right?
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
All right. So let's see a promo. Let's see a taste of this show. Oh, it's coming. It's always coming. It's always coming.
Welcome to the Venus Lounge, a 1-hour podcast for women and the things that we care about. I'm your host, Renee Moncada. Join me for some conversation, libations, and high vibrations as we sit, sip, and talk a little. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at KPFA 94.1 and Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch TV at KPFA Radio. Let's celebrate doing things on our own terms. I'm with it if you're with it.
Did you like that, Antonio?
I like it. I
It
like
was
it.
okay. That was good.
Yeah,
Okay.
So for everyone out there, I want to let you know that there's been a lot of discussion about the station and radio and how we're going to be able to grow. And there's a lot of suggestions about doing this, and that, and whatnot on 94.1 FM. So what we're doing is we're looking for options outside of the terrestrial radio dial. And so I'm really excited about partnering, collaborating, having mikO work with Renee Moncada to do this, and testing out the waters of doing live vodcasts. And so, I'm in the place of just, let's see what is going to be opening up for us with this new
You're excited.
experimentation. Yeah, I think it's really great. It's a way to just step outside. I mean, for those of you who are watching, you're thinking, what's going to happen at 7:00 and on 94.1 FM? There's nothing changing on the radio. This live stream is all just on the internet, video casting, and us just experimenting with other people who want to collaborate in that way. And so we're looking forward to see how KPFA can grow outside of the FM radio dial.
Yeah. So you guys just be on the lookout for it. If you're watching our socials and you're like, oh, hey, that's that lady. That's that promo.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're doing this new stuff. We're going to get this social media going again. We got Letters in Politics. They like to do some videos. We do
Mhm.
Radio Cafe. We have On the Deck. We have the weekly
Mhm.
recap. We've got the monthly. Now we're going to have the Venus Lounge,
Mhm.
right? And I think in a minute, right now, how about we play our final one that we have? We've got From Herbal Highway presents the herb of the month for the month of March. Let's play that video.
Hi, this is Sarah Holmes, host of the Herbal Highway on KPFA Tuesdays from 1 to 2 p.m. with your Herb of the Month. I'm one of the several hosts that we have on our weekly radio program all about herbs. And today it's the Herb of the Month for March. And today our Herb of the Month is burdock. I don't have the live plant with me to show you, so I'm going to show it to you in a couple of forms. We have the dried root. There you go. And this is, when you see it like this in commerce, it's called cut and sift. So it means they've taken the plant, dried it, and then cut it up. And then they, send it to a store and you buy it from the store. This is a great form to make tea from. You can use it as a decoction, or you can use it as a tincture. So this is a tincture. I want to give you an idea of the color here too. A little more brown than gold, but usually when I make a tea of it, I like it to be a little more brown than that you're seeing. This is a tincture. I'll talk more about dose in a minute, but I want to get you excited about what you do with burdock. So burdock root is the main medicine that I'll be talking about today and what I showed you. This plant is deep building. It's slow, nourishing. It focuses on the liver. So it gives good liver support. I like it for March because the end of March, we have the spring equinox. So we're moving from winter to spring. And burdock also helps to cleanse the blood. So this is a really great plant to think about in that seasonal transition to help clean your blood and gets that thicker, sludgy winter diet blood moving and cleaned up, and support the liver, because our livers do so much hard work for us that this is an opportunity to give your liver a little love. And it also helps the gut and gets the gut moving, and it helps with peristalsis, which is basically that movement through the gut and through the intestines. So burdock root is also, while it's technically a bitter, it is slightly sweet. And pro tip, the longer you simmer it, the sweeter it gets. So that's a good, if that's a motivator for you, that it tastes a little more sweet and a little less bitter, you can cook it longer. Now, speaking of cooking, burdock is also a food. You can incorporate the fresh root into foods that you eat, actually eating the root itself, or you can take what I showed you, that cut and sift, and put it into stews, beans, congees, anything that you're cooking for a long time. So this is also a really great way to share medicine with other people in your life that you're sharing food with. It's kind of a low step to get people to start to take their herbs if we can incorporate it into food. This one, again, is safe for almost everyone, small children, elders, and everyone in between, because while it is bitter, it's not one of the super strong bitters. And a lot of the bitters are very cold by temperature also. This one, not so much. So this gives you a chance to ease into the world of the bitter flavored herbs. And if you want to check out some more episodes that talk more about this plant as well, so you heard it here first. I'm going to do an entire episode just on burdock. I haven't decided what date yet, but that will be coming up in 2023. There's Love Your Liver, an episode I did on January 18th of 2018. You can find that in the archives on kpfa.org. And also The Art of the Cleanse, an interview I did with Tanya Henderson, who's a nutritionist as well as an herbalist, had lots of good things to say about cleanses, which I know are questions people have this springtime of year. And that was on 10/20 of 2020. So those are just a couple of archives where you could learn more about burdock and check that out. So if you'd like to listen to more of the Herbal Highway, you can find archives at kpfa.org and on some of your favorite streaming podcast platforms. If you'd like to follow us on social media, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at the Herbal Highway. If you'd like to follow me, Sarah Holmes, one of the hosts of the Herbal Highway, you can follow me at Blue Otter School. Renee Camila can be found at La Yerba Buena Herbs, and Emiliano Lemos can be found at Trans Herbalist. And check out KPFA, our home since 1997, on Facebook at KPFA 94.1, or Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at KPFA Radio. We hope to see you soon.
Okay.
Excellent.
Isn't that great? Straight from Herbal Highway has been so supportive of us in social media. They've been working with me. We want to say us with me since the beginning. And since I got here, it's like, can you give me some posts? Can you give me some content? And they always do it. They always come through. I love that show. They're always so nice. So that was really great.
And every time I've met Sarah once, in person. I mean, we know each other through the radio, but for all of you out there, you might not know that they're not literally on site at KPFA. But I've met Sarah once, and just every time I've hung out with her, or that one time, felt really, just kind of like calm and relaxing.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
like that. I board opped for them a few times, and just like
Mhm.
sitting there as they were interviewing and they're talking to their guests.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so calm. It's it's nice. It's nice. They're really chill people.
It
It's
is really
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think what I'll put out there for everyone out there in the internet lands is, you all know this about KPFA. We're listener-sponsored radio. All of our funding comes from our listeners. We're a nonprofit, and just like a lot of nonprofits, we suffer from being, understaffed, under-resourced, doing the best that we can with what we got. And just seeing that just kind of brings me joy, because in the end, it's been such a struggle to try to get a lot of stuff happening at the station. For all of you who know what it's like to work in a nonprofit, you probably understand what it's like with all the stress in the background. I'll just say thank you to mikO here, because I was in this place of just about to break down. There's a lot going on. That's all I'm just going to say. I'm not going to go into details. And I came in and I was like, I cannot do this. And she said, just relax. You do not want to eat on camera. You're going to regret it. And I'm like, I just don't have the time. And I'm just saying, like, seeing this stuff and then knowing, here's the part that I will say to everyone is that I know for a fact that I'm working with a lot of people here who are passionate about the station, about its values, about what we do. And so I know that that is true. I also know that all of us have differing ideas and different wants and needs for the station. So there's going to be some conflict, and also true for our listeners. I do see a lot of the comments from the listeners coming in. We do the donor highlight, which we're going to do next. And people love the station. I know that for a fact. And then whenever there's any change, whatever it may be, people will let their thoughts be heard about, like, whether they liked it, whether they didn't like it. And we're in a position where we understand that that's part of listener-sponsored radio. If a decision gets made, our listeners are going to let us know whether it was a good idea or a bad idea or whatnot, and also the people within the building, right? And so there's been a lot of challenges here and there, and I just have been saying out there on the deck was that we want to do more fun, because I think what happens is, for those of you who do not know what it's like in the background can feel there's a lot of there can be a lot of stressful situations. There's also a lot of joy, and there's a lot of collaboration. But at this time, because it's more intense, it's been really challenging. I'll just say that. And I just want to say, I want to acknowledge mikO here for making this, to just keep it going. I know that there's some, feedback about our social media presence and whatnot and all that jazz. But, the idea of having a little bit of fun in your workday is something that's really important for anyone who has a job, right? Like, yes, there's going to be some things that you don't enjoy doing, but there's got to be something in there that you enjoy doing to make you come back, right? And you hear stories about maybe the job might not be as fulfilling for folks, but because they work with really great people, it's a wonderful place to work, right? And so I just want to let you know that there's a lot of love in the station for the station. There's a love out there from all of you. And I just want to thank you all, just like I'm thanking mikO here, for just, helping us continue to do this, and also to infuse a little bit of fun, because a lot of the stuff that we talk about, not necessarily on the music shows. The music shows is a different part of KPFA that shows just, not entertainment, but artists that you wouldn't hear necessarily in other places, right? Getting you information about artists, getting you information about upcoming performances, right? So that's one part of KPFA, one face of KPFA that you may know of. And then the other face, we have the cultural programs, we have the health programs. We also have a lot of the talk shows, which really revolve around a lot of the stuff that's going on, the hot topic issues that can be, you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh my gosh, the world is really messed up, right? And so what I'm really enjoying in this project that we're working together on is that we're looking at ways to infuse a little bit of fun and try something new and just show a different side of KPFA that isn't what we have right now. So I'm excited about this Herb of the Month. I'm excited about doing more on social media. I'm excited about the Venus Lounge, just seeing how that is received, what we can do with that, right? And the hope is that that's going to all help us build the station, grow our audience, get a new audience, and in the process, educate everyone out there what's going on and get people's points of view that aren't heard anywhere else to be heard, and then also have fun at the same time, if that's possible. Which I guess it is possible. We're going to do yes, and.
Yes. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yes. Like to have a good time. We like to have fun. I love social media. I love the internet. I've been a total like internet nerd since I was a kid. So it's good that I've found a way to bring my strengths to the world and have a positive effect. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And thank you for Antonio for always participating, because I have dragged him along. And like he said, right before this, we went live here. He was like, I need to eat. I'm just going to eat I'm going to eat on the show. And I was like, I'm sorry. You don't want to do that. You don't, I don't know.
You don't want to make that mistake.
No,
Don't do that on
I didn't think. I was like, you're going to go back and look at this video and be like, everybody can see me eating. And I'm like, yeah, the whole world. But it's okay. With that though, we want to acknowledge some of the people in the chat who said hello to us. Good evening from New York City, Harlem. That was from Carol Crowley. Just want to remind you guys, if you guys comment in the chat, we will try, and we're going live, we'll try to acknowledge you, because we're a listener supported station. Thank you guys for supporting us. We appreciate that. We hope that you are going to have a good March. I know I'm going to have a good March, right? We're going to have a lot of fun this month. We're going to see you guys next week. So again, tune into On the Deck just Tuesdays when we do the weekly recap, right? That is Tuesdays at 2 p.m. here as you guys are watching us. And, we're here for the month, but that's for the week. So we'll see you in a few days. And with that, we want to remind you to do what? What do you got?
Oh, to follow us.
Oh, he got it. Yeah. I do kind of spring that on him sometimes. Yes. Follow us on social media.
Which is funny because every time it's the same one. And I always get like, what are we doing? Yeah. Follow us on social media on Facebook at KPFA Radio. Or no, that's that.
Follow us on Facebook at KPFA 94.1.
There you go. And on the other ones.
Yes, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch.tv, all of that at KPFA Radio. Yeah. Yes, please do that. Yes, we want to say thank you to our PA, Jess Hutchison, who's working the controls for us and helps us so we can focus just on the show. We appreciate you guys so much. We want to remind you guys to tune in to KPFA 94.1 FM. And if we talked about anything here, we spoke about those events. You're looking at how do I get tickets to that event? How do I find out more? How do I find out about this show? La, 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 blah, blah, blah. All that stuff. You go to kpfa.org and you can get all the information, because that's what we are, a station of information. And so with that, I believe it is time to say goodbye. And we will see you guys next month. Thank you guys so much for your support and helping us. We wave like the royal family. Have a good International Women's Month.